Well, okay, California is burning, and the winds died down a little bit. They're saying it's going to come back this next week. They're talking a lot about these Santa Ana winds, like it's a novelty sort of thing, and climate change. I grew up in Southern California. We had Santa Ana winds every single year. It's not bizarre to have 100-mile-an-hour winds, but there are some bizarre things happening. Victor Davis Hanson made some great observations. I want you to see this clip and respond to it.
I'm here in California. I've been a lifelong resident of the state, fifth generation to live in the same house. I had a house in the Sierra, and it would almost burn down 3 years ago during the Aspen fire. And I'm speaking on the evening when you've all heard about the disastrous fire in Los Angeles. And how do we characterize this? Everybody's talking about the Santa Ana winds, climate change. I mean everybody, the people in power. But it was preventable. And once it started, this fire, it could have been assuaged. You could have had it lessened. That the severity didn't have to be as catastrophic. So I would characterize it as a DEI, Green New Deal, hydrogen bomb. It's something out of Dante's Inferno. And what I mean by that is it's a systems breakdown, a civilizational collapse. When you look at the people in charge, Gavin Newsom flew in to sort of do these performance art stunts, but he has systematically ensured that water out of the Sacramento River and the watershed of Northern California would go out to the sea rather than into the aqueduct. So Los Angeles didn't have sufficient amounts of water. He bragged not very long ago that he blew up 4 dams on the Klamath River. They provided 80,000 homes with clean hydroelectric power. They offered recreation, flood control, irrigation. He blew them up. California's fire management, whether we look at the Paradise Fire or the Aspen Fire near where I'm speaking, it destroyed 60 million trees. We have no timber industry in California. He's dismantled it. We don't clean the forest. We don't let loggers come in and have a viable livelihood by harvesting trees. It's sort of considered natural to let these things burn, or to at least create the conditions in which they will inevitably be burned. It's almost as we don't like humans. We worry about grubs and worms and birds in the ecosystem. Second breakdown was the mayor, Karen Bass, was in Africa. You tell me why the mayor of the third largest city in the United States at fire season, when she had been warned and warned for days on end that the Santa Ana winds were up to 100 miles an hour in the evening, and there was a danger of fire, and she goes off to Africa for the inauguration of the president of Ghana? With all due respect, Mayor Bob, who cares? You have an obligation to the 6 million people of greater Los Angeles. So, and then we had the fire chief. I don't really care that she's LGBTQ. I don't care any of that. All I do care is her emphases. She's been bragging for the last 2 years that her goal was to make sure it was diverse and inclusive. That can be good if it's competent.
Wow, here is one of the greatest minds in America. Hoover Institute fellow there. He's brilliant. And what he's saying is we have a systematic attack on the organizational structure of the state of California. You live there. You live in Bakersfield. What have you seen? Is that an accurate assessment?
Totally. I mean, Victor Davis Hanson lives right up the road from Bakersfield, and so we pay the price for the lack of water because it dries up the farming in the Central Valley. California is the breadbasket. It could be like another country because it has so many natural resources, and the key is the water. And like I said in the presentation, and Victor Davis Hanson knows it in Selma. He lives in Selma. They let the snowpack, the rainwater, all go into the Pacific Ocean for a delta smelt. And I had a lady that was from L.A. This last Sunday at church. And she told me that her daughter works for the Fish and Game Wildlife. And what she said was that her daughter's in charge of counting the delta smelt. And what she said is that she turns her counts in, but the state of California changes the count and makes it lower. Now, why would they do that? Oh, because they want to put the Delta smelt on the endangered species list so they can continue to pump 95% of our water into the Pacific Ocean. Now you think, well, these people are stupid, Brandon. No. These people are deep state. Why do they want the farming industry and the middle class destroyed in California? Because they want control. They want a communist state. This is a Marxist utopia that they want. They have to destroy the middle class, and they have to destroy the conservative elements of California by destroying the middle class. So then what do we have left in California when it's all said and done? The elites, Silicon Valley, and everyone else is on welfare. That's California.
Yeah.
That's their communist utopia. So if you think, well, they're really caring about the Delta smelt, it's not about that. It's a control issue. Now, are there a subgroup underneath them that really believe the lie? Yeah, those are the pagans. Those are the ones that have the pagan mindset, that put fish above humans,
Right.
that put a mouse above humans. And Jan's asked me a good question. Do you think it can change? Only if you can change the worldview.
Yeah. But Brandon, don't you also think this is Romans 1? This is all strong delusion. These people have been given over.
Yeah,
They have
totally.
believed the lie. They've been given over.
You go through our public school systems, and all they do is teach you that you're a monkey's uncle. You come from a monkey, and that the creation is on par with you. And so what do I mean by that? Okay, so the elites know it's all a lie. Okay, Gavin Newsom knows it's all a lie. But what we don't know is what the 40 million people in California, they believe that climate change is real.
Right.
They believe that Mother Earth is reeling and we're cancer and we need to be eliminated. We need to depopulate the planet. We need to have no babies. They actually believe that. So when people ask me, do you think California is going to change? No way. 40 million people are still pagan.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to happen until these pagans either convert or they come to more conservative ideas. But will they learn from the fires? No, I do not think they will learn.
Well, both of you just mentioned the pagan concept of worshiping the creation and worldview. And maybe some of you watched the Golden Globes and how they were blaspheming God. I mean, it's just flat out blasphemy. And then a matter of, 24, 48 hours later, that the whole area is burning down. And here's a little video clip, Jan, you sent me, just pointing out, again, these key people in all these leadership positions. This is Lindsay Horvath, and she's coming up to speak and give a report on what's happening there in Southern California. Just notice, again, the pagan element here.
Supervisor Lindsay Horvath. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good morning. The strength and resilience of Los Angeles County is more than anything we are seeing on the ground. I know this because of the relentless fight that our first responders, our firefighters, our law enforcement officials are putting forward, giving it everything they've got to take on each of these fires throughout the region.
Now, Jan, when you're picking out, your necklace and so forth, and you're going to be on TV, you would probably pick that out really strategic, right?
Well, Mark, we're just talking about a conspiracy theory here. No, this is very serious. This is the ultimate in mocking God. This is the ultimate in honoring who? Satan.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't shock me because it's California. It's a land of fruits and nuts and Satanists and witches and all kinds of weird stuff. But you think about this, she knew she was going in front of TV. She knows the media is going to be on her. So I'm going to put on an upside down cross. Now, the talking points that she says is, well, this is, a tribute to Peter. Yeah, right. Everybody knows that the upside down cross that the Catholics used to have, representing Peter being crucified upside down, has been co-opted by Satanism. Everybody that wears an upside down cross, and you see it on them, that's a Satanist or that's a pagan, that's a witch, and it's a mocking of the cross, right? So that she knows that the symbol has been co-opted by Satanism. So she goes on there brashly and says, hey guys, take a look. This has been going on in Hollywood and all through the music industry. Have you noticed? They will flash satanic signs and they will do certain things. They will do the eye thing. They will flash certain things with their hands. Do you know why they do it? They dare you to figure it out. That's how bold they are. They're like, I'm going to do it in front of you. I dare you to figure out what sign I'm actually giving you. But ex-Satanists will say that's what they're doing. They're flashing their stuff. And it's like the boldness and arrogance of Satan, right? And that's what they're doing, mocking Christ. So it all goes hand in hand. You have a worship of creation. You're worshiping the creator rather than the creator. Of course you would worship Lucifer. He's a creation too. So it makes perfect sense. And then what follows from that? What you believe comes out into how you behave. It's correlated according to James. And so these people believe in paganism, Satanism. Guess what? Do you think they care about people? No. In fact, they're quite fine with people dying. They're quite fine with all the houses burning. Well, that's less people in the environment. That's going to help Mother Earth get to nirvana. So it's crazy, but that's how they think.